Your person is entering a new phase in their journey, one where they are feeling more empowered and grounded than ever before. For a long time, they may have been lost in confusion, burdened by uncertainty and weighed down by past patterns, but now something has shifted. Though they still don't have all the answers they seek and continue to carry pain from unhealed wounds, they are no longer wandering aimlessly. Instead, they have begun to recognize what they truly desire in life and in love. They see more clearly the kind of future they want to create, and their vision is becoming less clouded by fear or denial. This growing awareness is not just emotional, it is also deeply spiritual. They are experiencing expansion in their spiritual knowledge and understanding of themselves, their path, and the connection they share with you. More than anything else, they are realizing that you are the one who fulfills them. Other experiences, other people, and other distractions may have once seemed tempting or satisfying, but compared to what they feel with you, everything else feels fleeting, shallow, and temporary. This clarity has brought them into a place of acceptance. In the past, they may have fought against their feelings, denying their truth, or trying to convince themselves that what they felt wasn't real. But now, there is no running from it. The truth is undeniable, and they can no longer escape it. Every sign, every synchronicity, every inner calling points back to you. They know it, and even when they try to ignore it, the universe keeps showing them reminders that lead them back to this connection. You are the one they see as their true partner, the person who awakens their heart in ways no one else has been able to do. Meanwhile, you are also on your own path of growth. You hold hope within you, a deep yearning for justice in this connection and a strong desire for a fresh start with your person. You want a new beginning that feels balanced, honest, and free from the pain of the past. Yet for some of you, there is still a part of your heart that clings to old wounds. Resentment, grudges, or the memory of betrayal may linger, leaving you feeling guarded even as you crave closeness. This is completely natural after what you have been through, but the universe is gently urging you to release these burdens. Whether you are consciously aware of it or not, some of that hurt still lingers in your energy, and it is time to let it go. Forgiveness, not just of your person, but also of yourself, is the key that will unlock the next stage of healing and growth. Your person, on their side, is beginning to see the depth of the pain they caused. They are finally understanding how their past choices, such as ghosting you, withdrawing without explanation, or avoiding responsibility, impacted you on such a profound level. They see how much you struggled in their absence and how their actions left you feeling abandoned and betrayed. They are also becoming aware of how they allowed external influences to interfere in the connection. Instead of standing firm in their truth, they let other people's opinions, judgments, and expectations pull them away from you, sabotaging their own happiness in the process. This awakening has not been easy for them. Many of their realizations are coming through sudden flashbacks or painful memories that resurface when they least expect it. They remember moments when they dismissed you, times when they manipulated situations to protect themselves, or times when they turned to others for comfort rather than facing the truth of their feelings. They see now that they often used people for personal gain or avoided responsibility by gaslighting, deflecting, or running away. At the time, they thought these behaviors protected them, but now they recognize how destructive those patterns truly were, not only to the connection, but to their own personal growth and happiness. Much of this behavior can be traced back to the environment they grew up in. Their belief systems were shaped by instability, toxicity, or cycles of dysfunction that taught them to suppress emotions, hide their vulnerability, or seek validation in unhealthy ways. For a long time, they were trapped in these conditioned patterns, repeating what they learned from their surroundings. But the universe has stepped in to make things clear. They are finally seeing how those old beliefs and fears held them back from embracing real love and true happiness. Now, with greater awareness, they are determined to move forward differently. They no longer want to live in denial or sabotage what is most precious to them. They are ready to take accountability, to learn from their mistakes, and to show up with honesty and sincerity. The vision of their future is becoming brighter and more focused, and at the heart of that vision is you. They see you as their ultimate partner, the one with whom they want to build a life filled with joy, love, and emotional fulfillment. In tarot terms, they are reaching for their 10 of Cups, a life where love is abundant, family is harmonious, and both partners feel deeply secure and fulfilled. This is not just a fleeting wish, it is something they are determined to create. They know now that happiness cannot be found in distractions, temporary pleasures, or surface-level connections. It can only be found in truth, vulnerability, and deep emotional union, and with you, they believe this is possible. Though the path forward may still require patience, healing, and continued growth on both sides, the shift is undeniable. Your person has awakened to the truth of what you mean to them, and they are ready to move towards a future where love, healing, and fulfillment can finally flourish. Our journey has been one of discovery, growth, and profound transformation. From the very beginning, we stepped onto a winding path filled with unknowns, carrying both hope and hesitation. Along the way, we have encountered countless obstacles and challenges, moments that tested our patience, our endurance, and even our willingness to continue. Yet through it all, love has been the force that carried us forward. Time and again, it has triumphed over fear, doubt, and pain, reminding us that what we share is not ordinary. In each other's presence, we find a kind of solace that quiets the storms of life, and a strength that allows us to rise, even when the weight of the world seems too heavy to bear. That depth of comfort and resilience is not easily explained, it is something only our hearts can truly understand. Our connection has always gone beyond the physical realm. While touch, closeness, and shared space are meaningful, what we have is something much deeper. It is as though our souls have learned to communicate in a language that surpasses words. Thoughts and feelings flow effortlessly between us, often without explanation, without the need for sound. We live as though intertwined in a delicate yet powerful dance of telepathy, where even the smallest gestures or glances carry volumes of meaning. Sometimes, a look says more than an entire conversation ever could, and in silence we often feel more connected than in speech. It is in these moments that I am reminded that our bond is spiritual, written somewhere far beyond the boundaries of time and space. Together, we have navigated the ebb and flow of life. There have been seasons of joy, laughter, and pure bliss, moments that felt like sunlight warming every corner of our souls. There have also been times of sorrow, confusion, and uncertainty, where the path ahead seemed blurred and heavy with shadows. Yet even then, our love remained, unwavering and constant, like a guiding light that illuminated the way forward. Through every experience, whether joyful or painful, we grew, not only as individuals, but as partners who continually choose one another despite the trials we face. Our love has been our compass, directing us back to truth when illusions tempted us to stray. What we share is the embodiment of unconditional love. This love does not demand perfection, nor does it falter in the face of flaws. Instead, it embraces every aspect of who we are, the shadow and the light, the broken and the whole. Within your eyes, I have found acceptance, and within your heart, I have felt the power of being fully seen. Together, we have learned to honor each other's imperfections, not as weaknesses, but as parts of the intricate design that makes us human. In those imperfections, we have found beauty. And rather than running from the hardships that shaped us, we celebrate them, because they are threads woven into the unique tapestry of our journey, bringing us to this very moment in time. This union we share is sacred. In many ways, we have become each other's greatest teachers. Through our interactions, we reflect back the parts of ourselves that still call for healing, growth, and expansion. At times, that reflection has been difficult to face, yet it has always been necessary. It is in this sacred mirror that we have confronted wounds, insecurities, and fears long buried within us. And through it all, we have uplifted one another, holding space for the tears, the silence, and the breakthroughs. We offer not only love, but understanding, a kind of acceptance that allows the other to grow freely and evolve into their truest self. Of course, our path has not been without struggle. There have been moments of deep pain when we both tried to disconnect from one another, convincing ourselves that perhaps walking away would be easier. We searched for ways to end this journey, believing the distance might bring relief from the intensity we felt. Yet every attempt to sever the bond only reminded us of its unshakable strength. No matter how far apart we drifted, our connection refused to weaken. Time and time again, life proved that what we share is not fragile, it is enduring, unbreakable, and destined to endure. Now, after all we have faced, I see more clearly than ever before. I realize the truth of who you are and the value you hold. You are not just enough, you are everything I could ever hope for. You are worthy of love that honors you fully, love that cherishes you not only for your beauty and light but also for your resilience, your vulnerability, and your strength. You deserve to be celebrated, uplifted, and treated like the empress that you are. And I promise to never forget this truth again. So as we continue walking this path together, hand in hand, I carry with me not only the lessons of our past but the vision of our future. I see a love that continues to deepen, a bond that grows stronger with every test, and a connection that will outlast time itself. Our journey is far from over, and while challenges may come, I know that we are prepared to face them. For in you, I have found my partner, my teacher, my mirror, and my sanctuary. And in us, I have found the kind of love that poets attempt to capture, that dreamers hope to discover, and that souls wait lifetimes to experience. This storm has already swept through my life, destroying everything that was not grounded, and in many ways, it stripped me bare. The chaos has cleared now, the dust has finally settled, and in the silence that follows, I can feel a force greater than myself nudging me forward. It's as if the universe itself is whispering, urging me to take action toward our reunion. For so long, I stood still, paralyzed by fear and uncertainty, unable to step into the unknown. Yet the clarity I feel now is undeniable, and with that clarity comes a deep pull, one that brings me back to you. Believe me, baby, there hasn't been a single day that I didn't think about reaching out to you. The desire has always been there, alive within me, sometimes burning so intensely it nearly consumed me. But the truth is, I was scared of rejection, scared of what might happen if I opened myself up again, and scared that what I felt might not be reciprocated. That fear held me hostage, keeping me trapped in hesitation. But I can't live in fear anymore. I now understand who you are to me, what you mean in my life, and the depth of this connection that continues to pull at my heart. I can see, with a kind of certainty I never had before, where this love can take me if I just have the courage to follow it. What I don't know, what leaves me both vulnerable and restless, is how you feel. The silence between us has stretched for so long that I am left with nothing but questions. We haven't spoken in what feels like ages, and that gap has created a void of uncertainty. Do you still think of me? Do you still hold space for me in your heart? Or have I become nothing more than a closed chapter in your story? These are the questions that haunt me in the quiet moments, the ones I cannot answer without you. More than anything, I want to know if you still see me as part of your life, and if you would want me to take this relationship forward. I feel a growing confidence to step toward you, to close the distance that time and silence have created, yet there is still a battle within me. The conflict is not about what I want, I know that with certainty. The conflict lies in not knowing what you want. I can't help but sense that perhaps you are doing better without me, that my absence no longer leaves an ache in your heart the way your absence does in mine. Sometimes, it feels as though you've adjusted, that you've found peace or even happiness without me, and if that is true, I wonder whether reaching out would be fair to you. But in the same breath, I must confess, without your presence, I feel emotionally broken. There is an emptiness that nothing else can fill, no distraction that can soothe. You are, and always have been, my greatest goal, my queen, the very center of what I've been striving for. Everything else pales in comparison to the thought of standing by your side again. My focus has shifted entirely toward you, toward building a path that could bring us back together. Each day, as I work on myself, I remind myself that the ultimate destination is you, and the life we could create together. This isn't about clinging to the past, it's about believing in the possibility of a new future with you. That's why I want to ask you for something that comes from the deepest sincerity of my heart. Please, let go of the burdens you've been carrying. I know life hasn't always been kind, and I know we've both had our share of struggles, disappointments, and heartbreaks. But we don't have to let those burdens define us or weigh us down any longer. Release them, baby. Free yourself from the pain that lingers in your heart, from the doubts and fears that whisper against love. Let go of what has hurt you, and make room for what could heal you. I want you to let go not only of the heaviness, but also of the idea that happiness exists only outside of us. Happiness is something we can create together, something we can nurture and protect if we're both willing to try. I want us to step into this new beginning with open hearts, free from the chains of the past. I am not asking you to forget everything that has happened, but to see it as part of the journey that brought us here. Every mistake, every silence, every moment of pain has only deepened my realization of what truly matters, and that is you. So here I am, standing at this crossroads, ready to take the step I should have taken long ago. Ready to lay down my fears and show you that I am no longer the person who hesitates, who doubts, who hides behind silence. I am someone who has learned, someone who has grown, and someone who is determined to love you with a kind of strength and honesty that can weather any storm. All I ask now is that you open your heart enough to meet me halfway. The universe may have torn apart what was unsteady, but it has also left behind the foundation of something real, something worth rebuilding. I believe in us, even after all this time. I believe in the love that still lingers between us, the bond that distance and silence could not destroy. And most of all, I believe that if we choose each other again, we can create a new chapter, one filled not with fear or uncertainty, but with trust, joy, and the kind of love that lasts.